Welcome to a new episode of the TV Watercooler podcast. In today's episode, I'm joined by Abigail Klein and AnnaLynne McCord, who are celebrating the 60th anniversary of Days of Our Lives. Check it out.
Nice to meet
Nice to
you,
meet you
Deepen.
too.
Did you guys ever work together on 90210? I know you, Abigail, you guest starred or appeared season 4.
You know what? I did.
Yeah.
I did. I didn't meet you
We
though.
didn't work together.
No, I had a quick scene. I don't even remember. It was on it was on the beach. Surprise, surprise.
Okay.
But yeah, how funny that would have been.
That's so
Cool if we had met or
I
we had worked
know.
together.
So full
Yeah.
circle though.
Yeah.
Be working on actually,
Yeah.
we don't really work that much together.
I know.
It's like occasionally
I
we're
loved our scenes.
I know.
Because we were talking about EJ and what a mess he is, and we were talking about that I used to be a race car driver, and you were like, "Oh, okay,
Yes, yeah. We got
random."
like very early we got to do scenes together.
Yeah,
And
that's
we'll see each other in the Horton Times Square
yeah,
the hospital sometimes.
yeah, yeah,
But it's nice to see her. It's nice to see her in the hallways.
Yeah.
yes,
She's the
exactly.
bright light on our show.
Aw.
Wow. And now you guys got to travel to New York together, so that must it's
I know
was it
that was
fun? Yeah.
fun. This is
Yeah.
so great. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So yeah, Days is celebrating its 60th. Congratulations. And what does it feel like not only to celebrate that huge milestone for the series, but to take part in the show being inducted into the Broadcasting and Cable Hall of Fame today? Sorry, that's a mouthful.
it is a mouthful, but
It is.
Yeah.
yeah, it's epic. It's epic. I mean, we're in the likes of like a really amazing, incredible people. So
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome.
It's really exciting to be a part of this time in the show while it's creating its mark, its legacy mark. So to be able to come on board fairly recently, but to be able to share in all the funness
Mhm.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How familiar were you both with Days or soaps in general growing up?
You were.
My grandmother, these were on all day, every day in her house. We would have to drive an hour across town to change out the VHS tapes and the VCR so that Mimi wouldn't miss her soaps when she was out of town. So she had all the VCRs in the rooms. She had three different rooms going, and she had all the tapes, and they're all labeled and marked. So she's like, I can't miss my story.
Wow.
So we would drive over just to change the tapes out. So it was very exciting and peak for my grandmother when I got the offer to do the show.
That's the coolest thing ever.
It's so cute.
Oh my
I mean, she has an archive on VHS of like all of the days of everyone's life.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
Yeah, you could have them all made into digital.
Yeah.
Sony
And
would
yeah, it would
want
be
the archives.
archives. Yeah.
It might be not your
Put it on,
day.
no, put it on streaming or donate it to a museum. No, that's what I used to.
Yeah, truly.
It was museum worthy at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, no. No, yeah, I used to tape it from my grandma too. So I
Oh, really?
yeah.
Okay, so you get it. You
Yeah, and all the
know.
soap opera digest magazines. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, she had them all over the house. Oh,
And
it was the back of the toilet. It was for her digest ones.
I know I needed something to read. It comes in great handy now because I can like, oh yeah, I read that in soap opera digest in the 90s or like 2000s. I remember that.
You
Yeah.
remember it? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's cool.
But
Wow.
Abigail, what's it like playing the daughter of a super couple, Patch and Kayla, and how welcoming were Mary Beth Evans and Stephen Nichols when you first joined the show and help you
Oh
find your
my
footing?
Yeah, I mean, I think as you could probably guess, it's there's no one word. It feels just so I feel so lucky to have been, set up with them and to play their daughter. And I remember when I first got the job, my agents said, okay, so you're playing this role and you're all we know is you're the daughter of a super couple. And I said, what's a super couple? I didn't know what that term was. And I soon came to find out what it meant and also how they make it so they put the super in super couple because they're just phenomenal people on their own, but together they're just magic. I say their chemistry is like catching lightning in a bottle. Like it's very unique, it's very beautiful, and yeah, I first met Steven asked me out for coffee before the show started so that he could kind of give me the lowdown on things, which was so kind. And I remember Mary Beth, I think, was stuck at jury duty, but she would have been there too. But that was so nice, just to kind of get a feel for how the day works and what the routine is like. And he was just so kind, so sweet. And ever since that day, we have just really grown as a TV family. And now we have such a sweet rhythm that we can just, right when action's called, we're just in it. And there's so much love there. And it I just feel like the luckiest, truly.
AnnaLynne, how much did you know about your role coming on? Because you're teased as, from the dead Abigail, but you've kind of made Cat Green your own too, right? Yeah.
I've tried, thank you. I knew less than nothing, which is difficult to accomplish, but I did actually succeed, because I wasn't actually sure if I was really Abigail or if I was not Abigail, and that was true for me and the audience. So we all got to live that together. Um, and then once I did find out that I was someone else, I didn't know who she was. And then Billy, who plays Chad, Billy is just like, this is what I think. Blah, 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 blah. And he's been on the show 10 years.
Yeah.
So he's telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, that happened to me too. Wait, not me. I mean, my mom. I mean, who's my mom? I mean, so I literally was like, just pushed off the cliff, fly, baby bird, fly.
Yeah.
But it actually, I think it's part of the magic of it.
Yeah.
And so I had no idea. I knew
You did it
nothing.
well because nobody would think otherwise. Like no one,
Yeah.
people probably, everybody knows like, oh, she's got this, right?
Thank
Obviously.
you.
So
I hope so, because she didn't got that.
you rocked it. You rocked not knowing anything.
Yeah, yeah.
She
It's like
figured it out
such
on
a
the way. You know
challenge.
what? It's true to life. It was true to life. You don't know what's happening in your life. I didn't know what's happening in my life as Cat Green.
There you
I didn't
go.
even know I was Cat Green. So,
But at least you had Billy, right? To
oh yes,
yeah, yeah.
archives Billy. Thank God for Billy.
Yeah.
I
He
feel
did
like
help me with a lot of my backstory.
Mm.
he's the only character that's been nice to you. I mean, everyone in town's been very adversarial, especially Susan Hayes' Julie. What's it like
Yes.
getting so much attitude from an OG like that?
Well, I love it because I was saying the first thing she says is like, I'm gonna come at you and I'm gonna come at you hard. And I was like, okay, I love that. But she's this big, so she's super packed with the
Yeah.
extra firepower.
Perfect.
But they're so cute. She and Missy, well, Missy plays Jennifer, for a good portion of the scenes that I had, with not Abigail's mom. And she would just come over and hug me and be like, I'm sorry, I'm so mean to you. And then she would be like, blah, blah, blah. But it is interesting because I was noticing I'm at a different place in my life now, and this role and this job feels like a really reflective experience of getting to a space in my life where I value beautiful people, a lot of whom I get to work with every single day, or share the stages with, even if we cross paths in the corridors.
Mhm.
But I've noticed it's made me even more sensitive. I'm an artist, so I'm naturally sensitive. I'm a Cancer, so I'm naturally sensitive.
Mm.
And now I feel like my sensibility of that sensitivity is even more expanded. So when those scenes happen, they like, oh, I feel them in my chest at a level. I think that I've always in my career been very like ready to do what I had planned, but now I'm much more settled into the Meisner technique that that I technically went to school for, when I was 17. Finally, I get it, Meisner. I get it now.
Yeah.
I'm really taking it in, and so I feel like as a human being, my time on Days of Our Lives is making me a better person.
Mm.
And because these experiences that my character is having, I'm feeling deeper into where do I show up like that? You know, where do I
Mm,
feel the shame hit like that? And
yeah.
how can I feel further into that and make that a wider berth and be able to hold
Mm.
more?
Yeah.
So it's an interesting experience, like a little science experiment, which I'm a complete nerd if you get to know me. So I love an experiment. But I'm kind of like titrating AnnaLynne and Kat and AnnaLynne and letting these moments land fully in my body
Yeah.
and kind of and because even though it's so fast paced, when we're in the moment, I actually feel like all of the actors on the show expand exponentially for that
Yes.
one take that we all
Yeah.
get. Does that feel that way
A
for you?
100%. Like
Yeah.
your empathy has been like
Yeah.
expanded. And I will say too, that same thing of that feeling of once you, because how we shoot so fast, if you're, scene to scene and it's building, I do feel that I'm in a place where it is, I carry it from
Yeah.
scene to scene
Yeah.
and it's there and it's bubbling. I had a scene the other day and I have no spoilers, but it was something where I couldn't stop the emotion welling in my tears. And I was like, oh my God, like turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. I'm not, I need to release this, right? But it worked for the scene, but it was really bizarre that I almost didn't have control of stopping it. And I think that has never before happened to me. And it's
Yeah.
been from this
I think
show
it's the
priming it.
bond, the deep bond of that's built off camera. There
Mm-hmm.
is a lot of connection that everyone's
Mm-hmm.
really sincere and genuine
Mm-hmm.
and in the moments it feels like there's an expansion. Yeah.
And bonding with your character, like you were saying, where
Yeah.
you were kind of like titrating, that deepening of that
Yeah.
is like you can't maybe turn it on and off.
Yeah.
The
Because
longer we
it's
do this,
so real.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're
Abigail,
growing as
I
people.
love
that's so
that so.
sweet. Yeah, yeah.
I love
Abigail,
that.
what can you tease about what's coming up for Stephanie? By the time this will be published, the man from her past will finally reappear. Can you tease? Is it Jeremy Horton?
And yes, so it is. He comes back and it's a real shocker. Um, because our characters haven't been seen together for over 15 years, I want to say. So he's, one of the last people that Stephanie would expect to show up at her door, no less. It's an actor named Michael Rourke,
Okay.
and he is wonderful and super talented and
Very
even
handsome.
even kinder, very handsome, yes, beautiful eyes, and so kind, like truly just a very generous actor, generous human. He's wonderful. So it was talk about, being adversarial with someone that you like. That was not easy. But he's wonderful, wonderful
So
actor. So
definitely a triangle coming up between Stephanie, Alex, and
oh,
Jeremy.
well, you know what I could tell you about that is it's not in the way that you would
Yeah.
maybe imagine. So definitely stay tuned because it's not at all what you expect, and I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
I think it was a really interesting direction that the writers ended up taking my relationship with Jeremy, uh, and you'll see why, but it makes sense why they. I'm trying not to.
Yeah.
It's so hard, but it'll all make sense why their relationship ends up how it is. And I
Okay.
think it was a smart choice. So yeah, it's not what you expect.
All right.
Definitely
And
not.
Ellen, what was it like developing the chemistry with Billy Flynn and transitioning that to Connor Floyd, who's going to be taking over the role of Chad down the line?
Um, no one is Billy because Billy will
Mm,
always be Billy.
Billy.
But it's so funny because when we did the screen test with Connor, he walked in and I was like, "Okay, Texas, what's up?"
Yeah.
He just had that masculine swagger,
Mhm.
but like what Billy I think is so special about what Billy always had. He had this kind of he was a good guy, but he wasn't soft. Like sometimes there's a mistake of that the good guy is this kind of beta man. He was still very much an alpha. He was in a family of people who take that to this, you know, dominance versus power. And I think there's a difference. So Billy's played Chad powerfully, in my opinion. He energetically, he leads from the heart, and he's a powerful person. Whereas the EJ character has to be dominating. He's about dominance, but it actually comes from insecurity. And so that was the difference. And when Connor came in, he just maybe it's who he is, maybe he's just an incredible actor, or maybe all of the above, but he got that very specific detail that was really beautifully portrayed by Billy, portrayed differently by Connor, but he was able to step into that vibration,
Nuance,
and that
yeah.
nuance, and that I think is what actually, because I was like, okay, I can play with him. I can roll with him. Let's go. And he actually told me the other day, he was like, you were so generous during the test. And I didn't know. Like, all I know is the thing for me, like Billy and I talked about, like, Billy gets more nervous on a screen test than he does, anything else, because he doesn't want to mess it up for someone else. And that's exactly how I felt. I was like, I don't want to mess up their moment, you know? So, but he said that he's actually done tests before, and that I really showed up, and it made him feel even more comfortable to show up. So the chemistry clearly was immediate. And reading with the other actors that came in, they were all really good actors, but the magic wasn't there with me personally. And so I see why the chemistry, right? And so Connor and I had a flow that could fall in line behind Billy. So yeah, but Billy will always be my first, my first chat.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
sorry.
wrap it up, yeah. But okay, I know there was some teased involvement of between Kat and the ISA and a possible connection to Sammy when your character saw Alison Sweeney's photo at Marlena's house. What can you tease about that?
Oh my goodness, you're a highly observant gentleman. I can tell you absolutely nothing about
Of course. All right.
that.
How's that?
Here's what I think I can tell you. The aspect of the recognition of Sammy that you picked up on, that may not everyone might have fully gotten the importance of that moment. I will tell you that it is a supremely important moment, and it will have a callback, and pay attention. But it plays a role in what could come between a potential Cat and Chad moment. I think I can tease that.
Wow. Okay.
So I'll sprinkle that in, and I'll give you nothing else.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you.
Okay.
What a
Um,
tease.
yeah, no. And do you find there are shades of Naomi from 90210 and Cat Green?
Um, I think Shades of Naomi follow me wherever I go, because Naomi is an absolute rendition of my sister Rachel. And so Rachel still wants her royalties, by the way, from my 5 years on 90.
Hilarious.
She's like, you ripped me off and made money for it, and I got nothing to show for it. Which just sounds just like Naomi.
Yeah.
Which I was like, this is why it's such gold.
Yeah.
But I was like, in my defense, I didn't know I was doing it. I was just mimicking my sister, and it came just naturally. And then one day, 3 years in, someone's like, what was your inspiration for Naomi? And I was like, I don't really have. Oh my God, I do. My little sister.
Hilarious.
Rachel would like need an extra chair for her Louis Vuitton. So it'd be like, can we have a chair for my Louis? So everywhere I go, I think there's a sprinkle of Naomi, because Naomi is a sprinkle of Rachel. And if I'm bringing Rachel with me, then at least my heart is always on my sleeve, because I love my little sister so much. But yeah, I think Kat, I wanted to have some fun with her with the Goldie Hawn energy. And I think that Naomi kind of morphed into that, into the second season of 90. So you started to see her be more of a, like, rambling, a little kind of comedic mess at times. And I definitely love physicality, the Lucille Ball of it all, like,
Mhm.
So those sprinkles I definitely had in Naomi, and I think I also have in Kat. So you'll see her pop up ever so often. You are very observant, sir. I like talking to you.
But just
You know,
being
actors, they're like, tell me more about myself.
Yeah.
anyway, if you guys could tease a storyline between Kat and Abigail, what would you guys want? Have them interact more. Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot.
Um, oh, you like between Kat and Stephanie?
Yeah, sorry, Kat and
Or
Stephanie. Yeah, yeah. Like
okay,
how
okay,
could
okay.
yeah, like how could they
Um,
cross paths and be in the
because I'm
same
like, are you going
story?
back? Are you gonna be Abigail? Like, wait, what?
No, no, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, ooh. Well, maybe I do publicity for you with
Yes.
your, I mean, I don't know. Do
With
you need
my
publicity?
with all the work that we do. Well, you are working with EJ.
Yeah, well,
Do you work with EJ?
on,
Maybe
oh yeah, on and off,
on and off
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sometimes. Um,
Yeah, but that's true. Yeah.
there could be, I feel like maybe we get trapped somewhere together. We get trapped
Ooh.
somewhere together and we're an unlikely friendship duo.
Ooh, but maybe there's a bottle of wine there, and we think,
There's
you know what? We crack a
we
bottle of
crack
wine
open a
because there's
bottle of
nothing else
wine.
to do, and then we somehow,
I tell you, now I understand why you and Abigail were so close. And though I pretended to be her, I'm not her anymore. But
right.
I would love to be a version of her and be your friend.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we become fast besties.
Fast
Yeah.
besties, but something's amiss. Someone thinks
Oh,
there's something wrong.
Julie
So it'd be
probably
nice
thinks there's
to
something.
really create some drama so we can really stretch out the beginning of the
Yeah.
friendship.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
we're deeply bonded once we find out it wasn't true after
Yeah, yeah, whatever it was.
So
I like
hopefully, yeah, maybe
it.
maybe another blackout and you guys are stuck in the Demerara cellar.
Yeah, another blackout.
all.
Perfect.
Perfect.
We love blackouts in Salem.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much for taking the
Love it.
time today. It was great speaking to you both.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Jeevan. You're
Nice to meet
awesome.
Best of
you.
luck and congrats on the 60th.